So last month, I actually booked 123 sales calls for my agency. You can see from my Calendly link here, I actually had about 154 calendar invites sent and bookings made. But it was about 123 legitimate sales calls, right? I can show you my Calendly, I can refresh this so you can see it is legitimate. But this has all come about from making one change in my front end, one change in my sales process. And I'm going to explain to you exactly how you can do the same today. Because if you make this change in your offer, I guarantee you'll book more calls. Like I've seen it time and time and time and time and time again. You will genuinely book more calls 100% if you actually implement what I'm going to show you in today's video. Okay, and I'm going to give you some examples if you stick around to the end, but I won't make this too long. Let's get straight into this, right? Effectively, what this all comes down to is actually understanding what your customer truly wants. When you're selling to a cold audience, someone that's not in your network or not a referral, right? We're actually going to ask cold audiences here to grow. You need to fundamentally understand what your customer actually wants. This isn't what they actually need. This isn't what they actually need to succeed, nor what service you provide, but it's what they truly want. This is what's going to get them interested, right? For most businesses, this is leads, sales, revenue, etc. And this is why lead generation offers are so attractive and they're so easy to sell because everyone's interested in that, right? They create demand as opposed to capture it, right? And if you understand what the customer wants, you can actually increase the demand for your service by changing nothing else. You don't even need to make your product better. You don't need to invest more into your paid ads or your marketing. You don't need to change anything, and your demand will increase if you genuinely just understand what the customer wants. But there's a huge difference between what the customer wants and what you sell, most likely, right? For example, with fitness coaching, this is just an example off the top of my head. What people actually want is the most low effort, low risk, easy plan possible. They don't want to actually have to change their diet. They don't want to actually have to do grueling exercise. In reality, this isn't what gets them the result, but this is what would create the demand for the service. If you had a PT service or a fitness program where someone could eat whatever they wanted, exercise whenever they wanted, and not have to put themselves through all that struggle, then there would be significantly more demand for that. I'm not saying that's possible in the back end and you want to just completely make up what you're selling, but you need to understand this phenomenon, right? That if you understand what the customer truly wants in their head, okay, then it makes your service much easier to sell if you frame it like that. Because most offers that we see are demand capture offers. There needs to be someone in the right mindset at that right time with perfect timing to actually execute on your offer. For example, we work with a lot of recruitment agencies. A lot of time, recruitment agencies are a demand capture offer because someone has to be looking to hire. They have to be in need of someone to bring on the team. You can't just generate demand for that type of offer, right? And that means it's much harder to scale these offers. It is much harder to scale these offers because you can't just create demand out of thin air. But if you've learned to frame it the right way, then you actually can do this. And I have an example that I'm going to show you shortly of how we done this, right? But another example, say you sell website services and you reach out to people telling them that you can help them with their website. This will only ever attract people who are actually in the right mind space right now who need their website done. It's not going to attract me because I don't feel like I need my website done. It's only going to be attracting people who are in that right state right now of thinking about their website, okay, if you sell it like that. And unfortunately, this is only ever going to attract the people who are in the bottom percentage of the market. And this is what 90% of agencies do. This is why they never scale to big heights, because they're only actually going after that bottom 3% who need them right now. And if they don't convert with you, they'll convert with someone else. They need this, right? You're only ever getting those types of people. However, just trying to capture this demand is like finding a needle in the haystack, and that's probably how it feels when you do your outreach. It's not easy, it takes loads of time, you have to send thousands of messages or thousands of emails to even get a reply. It's because you're operating in a limited market, you're only capturing demand, and this means you're only getting the bottom percentage of the market. Everyone's competing for these leads, okay? Where the reality is you can change the game by flipping the script and going for demand generation offers. You can generate demand for your service like that if you learn the right things to say. This is a far better way to sell your offer because you can reframe it. And you can do this with pretty much any offer, right? It means that even if, for that website example, I'm not looking for a website right now, I can reframe the offer that makes the benefits sound so good that I wouldn't want to miss out on it. So if someone reached out to me and they said, I can help your website, I'm going to ignore it. I don't care. I don't need that being done right now. But if someone tells me that they can increase my conversion rates by 27% in 60 days, or I get my money back, aka I'll make more money, all of a sudden now I'm interested. The back end is exactly the same. It's redesigning my website, it's redesigning a landing page. But one of them is selling the actual feature itself, which is the website redesign, and one of them is selling the outcome, right? The very attractive outcome, which is increased revenue, etc. Okay, and obviously this is a very attractive one because it guarantees they'll make money, and it's extremely hard for someone to say no to. The only thing that with this type of offer now is increased skepticism in the market because everyone's making crazy offers like this. It's hard to see what's actually good and what's actually not. But nonetheless, a demand generation offer is still much easier to sell. And you will book more calls. This is how we book a lot of our calls, by actually giving the customers what they want, which is usually more leads, more sales, more revenue, etc. Right? But this is different to the traditional approach, because the traditional approach is just trying to find the people who are on that bottom 3% right now that need your service, and maybe not need your service, but need a service that you provide, and you could be the person to fulfill for them. But if you flip the script and reframe it, then you can start to generate demand by selling the outcomes, by selling the benefits of what it is you do. And it all comes down to your copy in your sales process, right? Your sales copy, how you frame your message. If you make it more end outcome orientated, then it's going to make it way easier to get people to actually buy into it, right? And it's going to create more demand. So that's going to be really important. Now, a real life example of this is we work with an offshore staffing company, okay? And this is what my agency does for clients. We don't teach them how to do this. I don't give you a course or anything like that. You know, we actually do this for our clients, right? So we have an offshore staffing company that we've been working with for a couple of months, selling their services in a pretty typical way, just trying to capture demand. That's honestly what we started by doing. We wanted to boost things up, so we advised the client on changing their offer into a demand generation offer as opposed to a demand capture. This changed nothing on the back end. Nothing in their service changed whatsoever. We just said we want to change the front end to get more people through the door, to get you in more conversations. The service was still exactly the same, but the script we started using, I'm literally going to show you what it is right now. Hey name, could you handle 5 to 10 qualified candidates over the next month and choose the best for your team? We work with companies like yours to source top talent, reducing costs by 63% while ensuring candidates are experienced and ready to deliver in your field. Should I send over some more information? This ticks all the boxes, right? Because effectively, it's not saying, oh, we can help place someone, blah, blah, blah. It's can you handle? So the way we frame this to create demand is basically asking if they could handle it. It's removing friction. It's already removing doubt from the head. It's not saying if we could help you do blah, blah, blah. It's already saying we've already got this. You know, all you need to do is just say yes and we can send over some more information. So this is effectively how we change the offer. Another one we can do is, for example, it could be, could you handle an extra 5 to 10 qualified leads in your pipeline? Our staff or our talent is exclusively focused on building your pipeline whilst reducing your staffing costs, etc., or whilst reducing your back end costs, right? So it's basically asking if they can handle the exact outcome that they want. And for these companies we're reaching out to, they truly did want qualified candidates who aren't expensive. That's what they truly wanted. That's why we're selling that. If they just wanted more leads, then we'd say, could you handle 5 to 10 more qualified leads next month? And then we would frame, the mechanism would be through placing someone in your company that is capable of achieving this. That would obviously be placing a marketing person or a salesperson, etc. But it comes down to, the fact that we're trying to sell them what they actually truly want, okay? This genuinely started working extremely well and was generating multiple leads every single day from just sending 50 messages to cold traffic. We use LinkedIn. I believe LinkedIn right now is the biggest opportunity for cold outreach, either for your own agency, like a B2B lead gen agency, because not many people understand how to scale LinkedIn and to do it effectively. It's cheaper than cold email. Cold email is run by everyone right now. I still believe in it, But stuff like LinkedIn is becoming much more effective, and we were generating multiple leads every single day by just sending 50 messages, something like 5 to 6% lead rate, right? We wouldn't even get that level of replies on cold email most of the time. Like, the difference in results was literally night and day, the script we were using before versus this one. But the best part was that nothing changed on the back end. The client didn't have to redo their fulfillment. They didn't have to redo their service. Everything was the same. We were just using this different front end offer to get more people through the door so they could speak with them and close them, etc. Right? It all started from changing that initial approach, shifting the strategy, implementing it, and obviously checking the results, right? So that's effectively the biggest change that you can make to your agency in 2025, is instead of just trying to sell the service that you actually do, think about what the customer truly wants and break it down to a core fundamental. Because a lot of the time, what you think they want and what they actually want are two different things. So you have to remove your ego a little bit, step back, and figure out what the customer truly wants, how you can package that in an attractive script or an attractive ad, right, that would get their attention. A lot of times this is done for you offers where you actually do things for clients, guarantee them results, etc., etc. But ultimately, if you're looking for help with this and you want one-to-one help, or you want someone to do it for you, then I've got a link in the description where we can help you with that. Completely restructure your offer, make it a no-brainer offer, turn it into a demand generation offer, get it out into tons of traffic, and book you a load of calls for your agency, your coaching business, consulting, whatever it might be. So if that's of interest to you, use the link in the description to book a call with myself, and I'll speak to you then. But if not, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's been insightful, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.